Hi, Kezzabelle. It's great to see you again.
You too. Good to see
Yeah,
you.
and that's a good look. You said you've just been swimming. That's
I
really
have, yeah.
inspiring. That's really inspiring. Do you go in? I wouldn't be surprised if you go in the sea, but
I
I don't know if you
do.
ever
I
get.
love going in the sea and I do wild swimming as well.
What's the difference? What's wild swim? Is that just swimming in the rivers?
That's rivers and lakes. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I bet that's gorgeous. I bet it's like really invigorating.
It is. And I always come out feeling like a 5-year-old, like like that.
Oh, I did that little bit when I was a kid, used to go swimming in the river. And it is, I mean, it's always blooming freezing, but
Yes.
it is invigorating. Um, and I'm just looking at your, I've just gone off because just on Bluetooth. Let me just go back to you sent me a message saying, oh yeah, I'll be up for being interviewed again. I can't remember when I did interview, it was a little while ago. But you said you've
Yeah.
got loads of things coming up, right? So
I think
yeah,
we you did an interview, was it a year or so ago? It might have even been
wasn't it?
longer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
time flies. It's great.
Mm.
I'm really really excited to hear what you've got going on. So I mean, is that part of your retreat, for example? I'll be there. I just come for just for that. Forget.
There's been a lot happening and a lot of learning because I moved out of my house in September of last year, September
Oh,
2022, without a house to move into. And so that's been sort of quite testing, but also a lot of learning of letting go. What do you actually need each day? And if you go onto YouTube, you'll see a poem called Moving, because it's almost like you're floating and you're moving, but you're never landing. You never
right.
go home.
Is that a recent one? Was that inspired then by what you were doing?
Yeah, yeah. But also embracing that letting go. When everything's in storage and you wake up in the morning and it's what do I actually need for today? What do I need today? I need my swim bag. I need my work bag for going into the mental health ward and weaving
Sorry.
words, and I need a change of clothes. I need some food. I need a food bag. So I'm a right old bag lady at the moment.
That's
But actually,
it's just
um,
amazing that you want to. So you said about a year ago. So
it was,
um,
yeah, September 22 was when I moved. But yeah, it's about a year ago we spoke, wasn't it? Yeah.
yeah, I think so. And so have you been going to staying with friends since then, friends and relatives and
It's been a mix. So my prayer partners, they've got a little caravan that looks over fields. So I was in there for a couple of nights a week. I was with my eldest son for one night a week and was able to support him through some difficult time. But my main base has been with my eldest daughter and her husband. And when my mum passed end of December, I
mm,
needed more of that. I didn't feel that I could flit here and there. So
mm,
I have been here more, and it has
mm.
taken my eye off the ball of looking for anywhere, because you're just coping and writing a eulogy and doing all those things. Her funeral was amazing. It was
Oh,
amazing. It was the biggest party ever. 200 people were in that church. They were swaying and singing and always look on the bright side of life and whistling and all the outrageous songs she chose. And so yeah, it was an amazing big party. But obviously there's those tears as well. So there's been poems that I've been writing called like cleansing, because actually
mm.
those tears and all the faces you pull when you cry, when you laugh, you cry, all those different feelings. And so there's been a lot of exploration and a lot of learning. And yesterday I was in the recording studio recording all the new poetry that I've written over the last couple of years for my new book, Permission to Love Yourself.
Oh my goodness, yes, because of course it was permission to speak
Speak
before,
before,
and
yes.
then
Yeah.
yes, permission to love yourself. So you're
Yeah.
saying that was this, did you kind of finish it before your mother's passing? Was it, or was it
No.
gone through the whole, right?
It's funny actually, because I thought I had all the poems for Permission to Love Yourself, and sorting out publishing and all dates for recording and the launch date and all that. And then some of the beauty and passion and sadness and the other poems that have come has completed the book actually.
Mm.
And things learning I went on a random course that I went to my friend's 50th birthday party and danced my ass off and was a big sweaty mess and had a wonderful time. And I got home, well, I say home, got to my daughter's home,
Home.
and it was 1 o'clock in the morning, and up popped in this email a thing called compassionate mental health. And it was in Wales, and it was fields and whole food grown, and I loved the ethos and the whole feeling of it. And literally 1 in the morning went, yeah.
Oh,
And
to
I thought it
go.
would be, not only would it be some learning, but also it would be a retreat for me. And quite
Because I know
often
you run them,
I
so
do,
absolutely
but
you can forget to do them for yourself.
that's right. And that's part of that permission to love yourself thing, isn't it? And what I didn't realize was, until the woman rang me, and it was only a week away, and it was, she said, you shouldn't have been able to get on this. We're fully booked. And she said, I
Oh,
have a feeling that you are meant to be at this session. It was 3 or 4
oh,
days in Wales. And I said, yeah, I've got that feeling as well, the way it all happened. She said, we'll find somewhere for you to stay. And what I didn't know was that the name of this course, Compassionate Mental Health, was Beginning is Now. And so I have written a poem, Beginning is Now, which is how the book ends, because it's the next chapter.
yes.
Beginning is
Is
now.
there anything from the book that you'd like to share? I can never help asking, but I don't mind if that's not what you want to do on this session.
Yes, I'd love to. Let me see what would you like? Oh
Well, I
gosh.
like the sound of the beginning is
Beginning is
now.
now. Yes.
Mm.
Okay. I'll
Or whatever you feel inspired, because
It's
because
quite a
it's
new one,
your
that
opera.
is.
Yeah,
Mm,
whatever you feel inspired or just that you feel you want to share. That's what I would
yeah.
like to share, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I'd like you
Actually,
to share.
the one I've just turned the page to and that's fell into my lap without me scribbling about and looking for my
Yeah,
phone and things is the moving poem. So as
yeah,
that's just available, I'll share that with you.
yeah. Better, because I got
But
it
the
up on
beginning is
YouTube, but I'd
now.
much rather have you read
Yeah.
it. But I'm going to close that link.
Yeah. Beginning is now. There's so much change going on, and has been since lockdown, really, in a lot of people's lives. And some of the poems are reflective of that. Suddenly you're looking in that mirror, and who are you, and who am I, and who am I becoming? Not just who am I becoming? And so a lot of the writing and that self-discovery and what's important and what's not is in the show. And I've got a one-woman show that is being launched on the 15th of June in the little
Oh,
Playhouse Theatre in Northampton. And I've got an
oh,
amazing gospel singer opening for me called
I'd
Yvonne
love to
Michele.
come to that. I
Please
wonder if
come.
yeah, I have to check and see when I'm
Yes,
back, because I would love to. So it's on, I hope I'm back on the 15th of June.
Thursday the 15th of June.
Yeah,
And so
great.
local artist work will be in the foyer as you have your little drinks. And Lincoln Noel will be playing piano. He's really funny. He's a comedian and a top maestro of tinkling. Lincoln, he's called, amazing pianist. And then we go into the little tiny Vaudeville Theatre, and that is where I very first performed ever 14 years ago.
Oh, is it?
So, and it was between burlesque and belly dancing, and they just needed someone to fill so they could change. And I stood there, my right leg shook, and this piece of paper shook, and I thought, let's go back to the beginning. So,
Well,
and
that's
how,
a lovely idea for a poem between
yeah, and how
burlesque and belly
beautiful to go
dancing.
back there and have my one woman show. So to be opened with gospel music from a powerful woman, and then to do my full show in 2 sets and celebrate permission to love yourself. And then we're touring around the country. And so we
Right,
might be a bit
yeah. I
nearer
mean,
to you, actually, with different.
yeah, to London. But Leah, let's hear one
Okay,
of
so
whatever you
so
know.
this
Yeah,
is the
moving.
poem Moving that I told you about.
Mm.
Feel like an unsettled petal, free falling, never landing, calling, tumbleweed words unheard, lost in swirling winds as I'm blown along a road of no fixed abode. Breezes seize me, buffeted right to left, left to right, stifled tears of flight and fright, silver lining, weightless smiles, sunset possibilities, alongside heavy, stormy trials. Letting go of yesterdays, letting go of yesterday's glue, letting go of tomorrow's too. No clue. Breathe in today, patiently embracing new ways, catching thermals heavenly steered to play my part in God's bigger plan, prayerfully guided, learning to be the best I can. That was that one.
God, that's just so moving. Oh gosh, that's so good. It's just really, it's beautiful. It's really lovely. It's really touching, and it's really, you have so much, well, that's so articulate, but there's so much emotion running through it, and it's just gorgeous.
And that
Thank you.
letting go, it has been huge. You know, when everything's in storage, and actually, even in the run up to moving into nowhere, they brought the move date forward 2 weeks because there was lots of problems with. Do you remember all the mortgages were changing and everything was? They suddenly brought it forward 2 weeks, and so the weekend that I was suddenly now moving, I was running the Bardic picnic and handing over my cloak as the 11th Bard of Northampton to the next one. So I was running an event on one of the main days that I was moving that weekend. So I had friends and family in my house. Well, we'll throw that away. We'll put that in storage. That can go to the charity shop. And to let go and trust.
Yes.
Like, what do you actually need?
What
do you actually need?
Yeah.
So that was huge as well.
It's quite bizarre the way that happens. I can remember I had stuff in storage for a year. I put stuff in storage, and I completely forgot what was there.
Yeah.
And I forgot what was there, and then I thought, well, you clearly don't need.
Yeah.
You haven't missed any of this stuff. I mean, there's a few things that, yes, I thought, oh yeah, that is there, but there was a lot of stuff. And actually, after that, I actually I gave a lot of stuff to charity or threw it away. A lot of it went. It's incredible how much stuff you think you need.
Can be very freeing. Yes.
Very freeing. So it must feel very freeing for you. And then, as you said, it's inspired quite a few of these new poems. And so the tour's taking you all around the country. And then are you still able to do the retreats as well, your own? Because I know you mentioned I'm sure you'll be doing, I'm looking, you're doing the weaving words and weaving word warm-ups throughout the summer. That is your retreat, right?
Well, no, the warm-ups are.
Oh no, that's your tour.
Yeah, it's part of the tour, and it's podcasts and interviews like we're doing today and chatting, and because I thought, why, let's have some consistency here rather than it randomly all over the place. And also, as I tour with the one woman show, Permission to Love Yourself, and with my gospel singer friend, and each town and city we go to, I will run one of my Weaving Words creative writing workshops, either in the mental health ward or in Mind or one of the local mental health charities. So there's that giving back to the community you're visiting. And the idea being that then, that pen can be a tool for life. I've seen it change lives when people can express and heal and play with words. And so my website guy, Carl Peach, he's amazing, and he's putting together an app for me. We did 5 days filming between lockdown, so that if someone comes and does a little bit of writing and loves that weaving words, but can't go online or that isn't available, they can have the app, and then they can have little prompts and bits each day, and so you can write anywhere. You can write anywhere. If you're in a cut, if you're, I don't know, in a field or lying in bed and you want just a little affirmation or a little prompt or a little bit of film, and then each month we'll have a webinar where we will come together as a community. So it's
a few things. It is the sessions that you're having while you're on tour, and then it's also there's also monthly webinars, online webinars, right? So there's a few ways to join
the community,
right? And Weaving Words is the session itself, which is the writing session.
That's the creative writing.
Creative writing session. So for anyone who is it open to? Because there might be people. I mean, I should come to one because I kind of assume that it's for writers, but then you said you have it in the mental health, you're going to set up the ones when you're you're on tour on the mental health centres. So presumably then it is for anybody.
It is for anybody. And every Friday morning, I'm in the Kettering mental health ward, and I run a session every Friday morning. And every Tuesday afternoon, I run a Weaving Words in the community. And Sundays, just for an hour and a half in Johnny's Happy Place, we do Weaving Words. And you have that opportunity to empty your head on the page. Doesn't matter about spellings, doesn't matter about anything. And just to get into the habit of that journaling, of that being present with yourself and being honest with yourself, as opposed to, oh, it's a lovely sunny day and all that BS, you know what I mean? That actually I'm struggling today, or just that honesty of tapping in with yourself.
So is there any more of a structure, or is it more about you doing whatever you fancy in that time?
Well, at the beginning, we do the stream of consciousness, which is just to get rid of that busyness onto the page, because we've all got that, oh, I must remember to do that, and I must do that later, and that busyness. So we dump that onto the page. And sometimes that's quite hard to start off with. And then the more you do it, the more you get into that swing, like journaling or, that expressing. And then after we've done that, sometimes people share what they've written, sometimes they don't. And sometimes we have a bit of a giggle, and sometimes we have some tears. And then we'll have a prompt. And the prompt could be all sorts of things. On Saturday, it was World Naked Gardening Day. So we were writing on Sunday about whether we would, should, could, and why we compare ourselves. And again, that had prompted a poem that I recorded called Nature Doesn't Blush, because my friend had said, if I went into my garden, even nature would blush. And we all laughed. But then I said, nature never blushes, because it's not comparing itself. A dandelion never compares itself to a rose. It's just the best dandelion it can be. So why people do that? Do you know what I mean? So that Nature Doesn't Blush is a poem. It's on YouTube at the moment, and that's going to be in the new book. So there's all these, it all ties in, and meditation, and on the audio book is a meditation at the end as well that I wrote a couple of years ago. Was it a year and a half ago?
Okay,
when I had a house, when I had a home.
I mean, you said, so presumably you had to let that go for whatever the reasons were. But you seem to be exploring and feeling this new sense of, as you said, freedom and letting go, and also a sense of home, because you are at your daughter's place, and that it's all a lot of it has now informed your book, Permission to Love, which is really
Permission
lovely.
To love yourself.
Permission to love yourself.
Foundation, isn't it?
Most important thing, because it can be sometimes the last place that we remember to inhabit.
Yes, absolutely.
And I wonder if you want to read. So you read the moving one. Would you like to share the what's it called? Beginning at, what's the last one called?
There's Nature Doesn't Blush. The one that I just said about that, about not comparing ourselves.
I mean, I could have you read the whole book, but that just really, I'm so sorry. I could just listen to it. It's just really refreshing.
Actually, I have found a home.
I
have found a home.
Wonderful.
It's a little tiny place, like very cottagey, overlooking fields. And there's a little cabin at the end, so I can run some retreats even on site. It's
that's wonderful.
So I'm really excited about that. So I can land at last.
I mean, because it's fine to be for a little while, and it can feel freeing, as you said. But at some point, you want to check in and just think,
yes.
And it has to be like you. It sounds like it's the perfect place as well, because if it's overlooking fields and
it's only 20 minutes from my grandchildren and my babies, and it's exciting. It's exciting. A lot of that beginning is now in so many forms. So this poem is Nature Doesn't Blush.
Okay.
Nature's beauty shines proudly. Vast varieties, colours, shapes, scents, and complexities stand side by side. All are clothed and complemented with verdant shaded backdrops to show them at their best. They celebrate their divine design and unique essence without need for comparison, oblivious to others. Nature flourishes, sharing its blessings without blushes.
Oh, thank you. I could just keep that in my being for the day, because we
Let's
go
just be
into
the best us.
right, yeah, well, because
All we can
do, and for consumerism thrives on comparison, so it would
Yeah, I know.
it would love to have us blush all the time and then go and buy something else, because that's another
And that's where the poem Retro Afro Muff came from, the funny one, because that was about May time, when all the adverts come out saying that you're not perfect and you're not womanly unless you're smooth. So everyone would wake up every morning looking down, feeling imperfect. Why are we trying to look like 12-year-olds? Why are we trying to look like porn stars? So the actual poem is funny and you laugh, but you do actually think, actually, why is that? You know,
it's totally ludicrous, isn't it? And then, as you said, it keeps you out of the now. It keeps you out of you're in comparison, and you're not doesn't serve to feel, doesn't help you feel good about yourself. And then it does make you think, oh, maybe if I just buy that, or if I just do that, or if I just do something other than be myself, and that will fix something that didn't need fixing in the first place.
Exactly, Anna. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, I love your poems. I could just listen to the whole book, but I mean, I guess it'd be nice if people. So where is that like on your website? How do people access
So yeah, if you
that,
go onto my website, kezzabelle.co.uk, at the moment there is the audiobook Permission to Speak, so you can listen to that either on a download or CD. Not many people have CDs these days, but I've got some.
it so people can see.
And that's it. Yeah. And that's the CD. And so there's Weaving Words. And they're the YouTube interviews, and there's a green poem, Ignorance Abyss, and some of the booklets that I did initially, some of the live performances at jazz clubs and different places I go to, and a real mix of everything. And so
all audiobooks
so you can listen to a mix of poems. You could be giggling one minute and then really moved the next, and a real mix of just observational, looking in, looking out, and laughing at ourselves, actually, And there's in my new book, there's one that's a little mischievous, and it's called Salted Carnal Eclair. Not caramel, but carnal. And it is about just being unwrapped. And it's slightly naughty. And there's Drumming Dream, where I had this dream about being drummed. And that so there is some mischief in there, as well as the deep.
I'd love to. I'm going to have to get it, I think. I need to get these. So let's do say where. I know you said you're doing. Was it it's June the 15th?
Yes, that's the launch.
So where are the other ones? Where are you going to be? If you
can I've got lots being confirmed at the moment. So and that will be on the website, and I've got a wonderful lady called Joanne Parks, who's my events organizer, and so she's firming up and confirming dates and things around, and some of them won't be my full show. Some of them are headlining at venues and things like that.
I like spoken word. I see part of nights. All right, so then probably best to wait until they're confirmed.
The launch is the 15th of June at the Little Playhouse Theatre in Northampton, and we've got Eventbrite tickets for that. So you've got the pianist in the foyer as you have your drinks and look at the art, the local artist's work, and then we go into for the main stage, and then we have Yvonne Michele, an amazing gospel singer, and then I'll do my full show as well, and a little Q&A at the end.
And as you said,
that's how we're beginning.
And then as you said, that the subsequent places, and perhaps that one as well, the Weaving Words are going to be on the same day as
on the same day in that
event,
town.
So that's something. I mean, that's a really that's a great way to be able to organize it together.
It's taken a lot to pull together.
Yes.
But
And yeah, I mean,
passionate about
there's
it.
quite a lot of. I know you've done one of the workshops, one of the strategy workshops that I did, and
Yes,
I
it was
think part
amazing.
of that, part of what came up was delegation, wasn't it?
Yes,
As an independent creative, and actually knowing when to delegate and having.
absolutely.
Yeah, so I mean, you do quite a bit of it yourself, but I love I get such a sense of creative flow from you. I know it's like
Mm.
it's not always as straightforward as that, but it's a real affirmation as someone interviewing you that to really prioritize the creative flow,
Absolutely.
which is what I think you do, right? And you do
And
have help.
yes, and today, like even swimming today, there's so many things I could be doing, like typing this and doing that, but actually by allowing myself, I usually do a couple of miles each week. It's great headspace just to stop. You can't text, you can't, you're just swimming. So it's good mind, body, and soul.
Yeah.
And whilst I was swimming, I was also getting different ideas of how the show opens, and I've got an amazing designer friend of mine, and who designs clothes and frock coats, and she's incredible. If you ever want anything a little bit unusual, amazing designer. And I was thinking, oh, I must ask her about that double-lined cape with the hood for the opening, and so I'm working stuff out as I'm swimming, and that creative thing, you've got that space to breathe and to say a few prayers and work stuff out, and then sometimes you come out of the pool and scribble ideas and things. So,
Yeah, absolutely it is. It's often when we allow ourselves to create that space so that the ideas can arrive. I was interviewing Bridie last week, and she said there's a great book well, you've just basically made the same point, by Rick Rubin, called The Creative Act, and he was talking about the same thing. But I'm sure a few creatives do it, but they just don't always remember to create that space, to allow. It's often in the letting go that that the ideas can arrive, and it's when you try too hard, it can be
yeah.
So you're just a testament to that, and thank you so much for.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much for letting us and being just your inspiring self, and also for sharing the poems. Oh goodness me, as soon as you start sharing the poems, and I don't really want to ask anything, I just want you to share more. Because there's so much as an artist, there's so much in our work, isn't there? And an artist can feel like sometimes forget that, and it's a testament hearing you, because it's a lovely reminder to just to be in the flow and to do your thing, and to express yourself in the way, and also the way that the weaving words that you encourage other people to. So that's something for people.
I love that. I'm passionate about others being creative, because we can get all grown up and blinkered and sensible, and that express, heal, and play. To be playful with words, or to weave words into art, or or just to dance in the kitchen, or sing in the shower, and just be more playful. I spend most of my life encouraging people to be playful, which I love.
Well, so much happens as well, because the idea, you can get caught up thinking that it's the opposite of productivity, which sounds really practical and boring, but actually it isn't. It's from that it comes so often. I mean, I'm saying that, but I'm also saying it as a reminder, because I know I do the reverse myself. But thank you, Kezzabelle, so much.
Thank you for having me.
So for anyone listening, get excited about Kezzabelle's. I mean, I'm excited. If I can, I'm not sure if I can come, but as soon as the other ones are announced, then then
you
it'll
come
be up
to
on the
the
website.
London date maybe, or wherever it's closest to you.
And also do a post as soon as you know the dates, so that could go up on one of the Tuesday posts on the news, so that we can know when they're going to be. All right, Kezzabelle, I love seeing you post swim. How better could your hair look than after a gorgeous swim? It couldn't look any better. And not that it's all about how your hair looks. Just thank you so much for sharing your well, no, it's just because you said that when you first came on, and you just look glorious as always. And thank you so much for sharing your creativity and all your creative news and what you're doing. All right.
Yes. We're weaving words at one, so I'm really looking forward to just continuing that flow now.
Yeah. So do you do that online as well?
Yes, online and in person. So
All right.
all the workshops I do are online as well, because so on a Sunday we have someone from the East Coast who joins us. On Tuesday afternoons 1 till 3. Sometimes there's a lady comes from Mauritius, from all over, you know.
So do you do them every day?
Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday.
And then monthly on a Thursday night, and then whenever anyone asks. So if I'm asked to run Weaving Words at a festival, I'll go and run them in a festival. Sometimes you're in a yurt, sometimes you're in a room, sometimes you're in a field. You know, it's beautiful to write wherever you are, you know.
Wonderful.
So
All right. And are those details on your website, the
they
ones
are,
that are
yeah.
online? Brilliant. Okay. I'm glad we said that right at the end, because I
Yeah.
just thought it was all in person. All right. Thanks so much,
Okay, thank you.
Kezzabelle. Have a lovely day. And
Have a
thank you
blessed
so
and
much.
beautiful day. Yeah,
Yeah.
God bless. Thank you.
Bye.